appreciate the complexity, the depth, and the width of law. Normally, as an entrepreneur, I'm on the receiving end, where I do the listening and our legal counsels do the talking. So this is a nice, refreshing change for me, where I happen to do the talking. The Shiv Nadar University, as you may know, is the first legislated private university in Tamil Nadu in a very, very long time. It has been a long time coming, and given Shiv Nadar's family legacy in law, it's only natural for us to begin a law school that bears his name and his family's name. As you walk through the entrance, you would have seen a quote by Shiv Nadar, that if I had not been an engineer, I would have been a lawyer. Shiv Nadar was born into a family that made the living serving the law. His grandfather was a lawyer, his father was a judge, his brother was a justice. As an entrepreneur, he carried this distinct advantage into the building of HCL, where his grasp of law and his instinct for business combined both served him very faithfully for over half a century. This stunning campus of 220 acres is not just a representation of a brilliant engineering college, an SSN institution, and a young dynamic university in Shiv Nadar University, but it also represents a larger umbrella of the Shiv Nadar Foundation, of which now you all belong. Founded over 30 years ago, the Shiv Nadar Foundation has provided more than $1.5 billion in US currency since the foundation began, almost 30 years ago. We have supported several institutions and built all of these institutions ground up. The Shiv Nadar SSN institutions, the Shiv Nadar University in NCR, Shiv Nadar University in Chennai, the Vidyagyan schools, the Kiran Nadar Museum of Art. In fact, abutting these walls, another Vidyagyan Institute, an institute that we're very proud of, has begun this year. And so in this very campus, just within this proximity, you will have very young kids to PhDs all graduating. The Vidyagyan story is better known outside of India, and the reason I mention the Vidyagyan story is so that you can have an appreciation of the width of what the Shiv Nadar Foundation does. It's sometimes better known outside of India because the alumni go on to study everywhere actually in the world. We've opened the third Vidyagyan school in this campus. The first two are located in Uttar Pradesh, and one is just outside of Delhi and one is just outside of Lucknow. It's a challenging story of creativity, grit, and the power of education. Vidyagyan takes the brightest students from the bottom of the economic pyramid in class 6, and they provide them a free residential education for 7 years. And it's a very competitive process where the brightest minds actually come through this process, and only about 200 students are admitted into the school. These students, with their hunger to learn and the desire to lead, go on to study in the best universities within India, but also across the world, and many of them are Ivy League universities, and as well as some of the best British institutions. They will change lives for themselves. They will break shackles of poverty for their families and inspire thousands of others to follow their footsteps. Some years ago, I had this very...
The School of Law is proud to continue the legacy of excellence of the Shiv Nadar Foundation. It's our aim to earn our place among the finest law schools in India. We are housed in a beautiful, lush green campus with world-class indoor and outdoor amenities. Our faculty comes from the world's finest universities. They are engaged in creating new knowledge at the frontiers of their fields, which in turn makes its way into our classrooms as well. Now, if I may seek your indulgence to share a few thoughts on how we see the emerging landscape of legal education and the impact we seek to make. As we look into the future, what lies ahead may be classified into these three heads: A, the known knowns; B, the known unknowns; and C, the unknown unknowns. First, the known knowns. As the size of the Indian economy grows, some core areas of law will come to assume way more significance than they've had in the past.
Professor Dr. S.K. Bhattacharya, Vice Chancellor of this prestigious Shiv Nadar University, Chennai, Sri Shikhar Malhotra, Trustee of Shiv Nadar Foundation, Professor Dr. Shiv Swaminathan, Dean of Shiv Nadar School of Law, Professor Dr. Vinay Sitapati, who is going to give the closing remarks, Ms. Roshini, Sri P. Chidambaram, arguably, in my view, one of the best contemporary civil law lawyers in this country. Anyone on his contribution to governance and politics. Mrs. Chidambaram, senior advocate. Justice Kumaresh Babu, Justice Kulashekhan, senior advocates, members of the faculty, staff, parents of the law students, and my dear students. A good evening to all of you. There are two surprises to me today. When Srinath called me, I did not realize that I will be visiting such a wonderful place. It doesn't look like a law school, but a true place where one can learn by their experience. Second is the presence of galaxy of legal luminaries. It's an important day. In our country, we have numerous law colleges. But what's the problem that we are facing is that among the lakhs of lawyers today, which could approximately be 20 lakhs, you could hardly count on 2 lakhs of them who would contribute to the society. So what ails is a lack of quality legal education. Both Shikhar and Professor Bhattacharya were saying about medical education and engineering. Obviously there's a difference between a lawyer, engineer, doctor or chapter com. I must tell the students who are here that you have chosen the correct profession for more than one reason. A lawyer is a social engineer, a social doctor and social chartered accountant. You deal with the society when in comparison to any other profession. And for young students like you, coming years are exciting time. We are in a changing world, and this applies to the field of law. This is my observation. From a traditional and conservative legal field, we are moving to an area where it is controlled by real social issues in general and economy in particular. We have mounting cases that is because of the reason that the legal community is one of the most conservative community ever. We have never made any introspection. We missed the core principle that we exist for the society and therefore we are here to serve the litigant. Concentration has been made on procedural law, ignoring the substantivity. Time has come for us to think deep. I am quite impressed by the vision with which the institution has been set up. When we have taken a tour of this beautiful building, places have been earmarked for not only discussion, but for interaction between student and the teacher, which touches upon subject of psychiatry, psychology, and the social issues. A student will have to understand the law from a sociological perspective. The change has begun.